Hey guys, how's it going? We are going to talk about Dying Light 2 Stay Human. This was one of my most anticipated games coming out 2022. I got the Xbox Series X version and I wanted to touch up upon it. I probably played about 12 hours, 13 hours or so. I think I'm about 13, 14 story missions into the game. I was a big fan of the original Dying Light. In fact, I used to play online co-op with Alpha Megasin, Shady J, and JKB from 3KB all the time. We used to have fun going around, exploring, drop kicking zombies, and just jumping off high buildings and stuff. So I was game the second I saw Dying Light 2 was going to become a thing. I bought it day one, and I have to tell you guys, it's every bit as fun as I thought it would be. Yeah, the last year or so, I'm going to be completely honest, there's been a lot of game releases that were hyped up to me, Back 4 Blood being one of them, where people were just saying they were such a good, fun time to go out there and play these games, and I always felt underwhelmed, something was missing. And then Dying Light 2 just came out, and I was on the fence. I was honestly like, man, I hope this isn't going to be a game that is just like the other ones where it feels like there's something missing. But I have to tell you guys, don't believe the reviews. I saw IGN and a few other places complain about glitches and RPG elements in this game. If you have an open world game, expect RPG elements to be in there. There's crafting in this, there's armor. In fact, I would like the armor stuff to be a little bit more in depth. I would like to be able to upgrade armor. I would like to be able to customize the armor a little bit more, the weapons and everything like that. But there's also skill trees. Your character gets inhibitors to either increase their stamina or their combat or their parkour abilities, and you get all these different abilities as you progress to where you can even like wall climb and all this. I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a lot to do here. If you were a big fan of the original Dying Light, you're going to absolutely love Dying Light 2. If you haven't played Dying Light 1, don't worry. You could pretty much jump into this one with even... Who cares about the story? The best thing about Dying Light is the open world exploration that you get in here. There's something going on at every turn. This feels like a living post-apocalyptic world. There's zombies everywhere. You run into random encounters of different humans, whether they're part of the faction of renegades or the peacekeepers or the survivors. And there's always side missions. Like, there's, aside from the story campaign, there's tons of side missions, tons of content. The world feels and lives like it's like a real living little ecosystem. And I really haven't even seen all the map, and I'm 13 hours in. The graphics look amazingly superior than the original. The combat, it flows perfectly. The parkour is just seamless. You literally can run like Mirror's Edge and just jump and parkour over everything and stay on the rooftops and stuff. Honestly, this game has felt like a real treasure in my opinion, and I feel like I'm not putting it over enough. As far as the story goes, this is 15 years after the original Dying Light, so this is like when you know, years later. I believe this is 15 years after the plague in the game starts, and maybe like 8 after the first game. So the world is overgrown, it's being overrun by zombies. There's different factions, there's the peacekeepers and the survivors. They're kind of clashing, almost like a Fallout type of environment, where at times in the game you have to do a mission where you pick a side, like maybe this faction will get access to this water tower or this subway or this electrical building or something like that. And you know, there's certain choices, certain missions that change the pathway that your character will go through, but overall it's still really enjoyable game. I don't understand. I read so many mixed reviews about this game that I don't understand how those same outlets like an IGN would mix review this game but give a game that was worse a better review. Because to me, so far, Dying Light 2, not including just 2022, but in 2021, this is one of the better games that's come out on any of the consoles. And better yet, this is cross-platform, so if you have an Xbox, you can play with your friends that are on PlayStation. It's also cross-generation, so you can play with anybody. The co-op is the shining grace of this, and that's what is the most amazing thing about Dying Light 2. And then as you explore, you get access to like new tools. Eventually you get a paraglider, you get to unlock the subway. As you progress, you get new weapons and things like that that just open up the open world exploration possibilities. The grappling hook is fantastic in this. I feel like I'm not doing it justice. I'm basically just reacting. Like right now, off the cuff, my first impressions of this game is that it's fucking fantastic. And if you haven't watched my live streams, go to my second channel. I'm gonna leave a link down below. I've been playing the crap out of this game, and that's my honest thoughts of Dying Light 2.